Welcome to Hustle Skirt Podcast, the show that brings you economic equity for everyone every day with your host, Debra Gould. Yes, I am Debra Washington Gould, President and CEO of Debra Gould and Associate Inc. DGAI is a New Orleans-based management, consulting, and performance management business founded in 1996. Please look me up at my website at www.gouldassociates.com, where you can learn more of my professional service offerings in management consulting, executive coaching, training, facilitating, and business motivational keynoting services. So let me tell you something about why you're here today, and to see and talk with my guests today, Miss Tina Balthazar. But first, let me just share some information about Hustle Skirt Podcast. If this is the first time that you're joining us and you decide to take a look at the interview with Tina, then you'll know more about why I have selected this particular guest as my person today. The mission of Hustle Skirt Podcast is to promote, communicate, and amplify the influence of women entrepreneurs for profit. We want equity. You're going to hear about this successful business owner in terms of being a successful entrepreneur today. We will also invite C-suite or higher executives with an organization and also nonprofit organization. So that is the intent and purpose of what my motivation was in creating this particular podcast. Just know that any one of the Hustle Skirt guests' appearance may just share their stories, their success, or their challenges of overcoming obstacles in their businesses. But there's always some golden nuggets that we can all take away. Pursuing opportunities, victories, accomplishments, and succeeding in various settings in their organizations or businesses. You might just hear from someone like Tina B, who I like to call TB, and share a perspective. And without a doubt, you might just hear from my guests, we did not live this long and strong to be put on the back shelf. So we will speak up and speak out with boldness and courage. And there are things that we are thriving to do in the business community with you in mind. The Hustle Skirt will be an opportunity for my interviewing guests to connect with and market their services to my listening audience. So Tina B, this is your platform. And the little time that we have together and doing this interview on Hustle Skirt Podcast to tell my audience something about your business. So let me just kind of set the stage so we can share her credentials, because it's truly my privilege to have Tina Balthazar Electriks as my guest today. She is the owner and president of Balthazar Electriks, a wholesale distributor serving 25 years in New Orleans. Balthazar Electriks is a woman and minority-owned certified DBE firm. Attended Tulane University undergrad business program. Attended the University of Georgia graduate program. 25 years in the pharmaceutical industry. Co-owner of the Riverbend Bed and Breakfast in Cane Rivers, Louisiana. Like you, I want to learn more about this bed and breakfast. But you can certainly find out more when you visit her website at www.balthazarinc.com. com. So I'm going to let Tina tell you some more about how to connect and contact her. And I'm going to ask her to take time to spell out that website, because I want you all, after this interview, to go directly to that website. Don't you all want to know about that bed and breakfast? Welcome, Tina.
Thank you so much for having me, Deborah. Wow, what an introduction. I can't
Because
wait.
you're all of that, and you know I love you. Thank you for being here today on Hustle Skirt Podcast. Now, you have been engaged and kind of watched in the background some of my other interviews, so you know I have some questions coming your way. So we're going to kick this off because I want you to share as much information about your company, because those who are listening and those who are going to watch this video, they want to learn something about successful entrepreneurs. There are emerging and young entrepreneurs out there that can just learn something by individuals like Tina Balthazar. You ready, Lady B?
I'm ready.
Okay. So what is the story behind your business?
Well, Deborah, it's a funny story. So my sister Carol and I grew up on Cane River, Louisiana, which is in Natchitoches Parish. And we grew up on a farm. And when we're 12 years apart, my sister and I, and she moved to New York City. She worked in corporate America. She did corporate social responsibility at a time when nobody else knew what it was. And I ended up going to work in the pharmaceutical industry when I left home and branched out. But she decided after selling her brain for a long time that she wanted to sell a thing.
And
So
she was
one
a
day,
brilliant woman, just like
yes,
you.
she was so smart, but she was driving to Mississippi one day and she looked up and she saw all the casino lights and she said, I'm going to sell lights. And here we are 29 years later. She did. She sold lots and lots lights, lots and lots of lights, and lots of everything else. So after it was kind of our ambition to, after I would leave pharma, that I would come and work with her. We would be partners. And things kind of didn't work as we thought, but a few years ago, she got sick. She had lung cancer. So I left my job and I came back to New Orleans and I joined her in the business. And after she passed away, I took over the business along with a wonderful team that she'd fostered over the years. So that's how we came to be. I had a wonderful career in pharma, but I came here to run Balthazar Electriks, and it truly has been a special experience.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, and I'm sure my audience will probably say the same, listening to this powerful story and the legendary Carol B. You both was just a positive influence in the business community, and you are still carrying that mantra for her to work toward the legacy, as well as just being that person who is really in the inner circle, who always sharing some positivity wherever you are. So thank you for stepping up. The thought of leaving the pharmaceutical industry to join Carol, it seemed to be a very good fit for you, Tina. So we're going to keep it going. So what else can my audience find out about Tina B? Well, what are your company's goals?
Well, here's the interesting thing. So a little bit about our background. True, we started off selling light bulbs, but over the years, we've kind of branched out and we are a subcontractor typically on renovation and construction projects, not only here in New Orleans, but around the state. We also have a satellite office in Shreveport, Louisiana. Not only are we DBE certified, but we are an MBE, we're WBE, WOSB, Section 3, Hudson Initiative, SAM, HubZone. We're also an Energy Smart Trade Ally with Entergy. So we've kind of branched out, but pretty much that's been our core. We've also started to work very closely with facilities management and maintenance crews to supply them with their day-to-day electrical supplies, like Dillard University and Southern University system. So we've stayed kind of close to our roots, but now we're seeing where it's really important that we utilize some of the things that are and some of the opportunities that are still available to us right now. So with the passage of President Biden's bipartisan infrastructure law, we have the opportunity to do more, not only in electrical supplies, but also to help our environment. So we are now an electric vehicle charger reseller, where we sell generators. We are going to be working on more federal contracts. So it's our branching out is important because we're also looking to do good for the environment. We're going to be a solar panel distributor as well. So not only are we going to be working on those big construction projects, but we're also trying to help other small businesses and other institutions to take advantage of some of the incentives that are out there for saving our energy and saving our planet.
Wow, what a great company, some goals around the environment and taking advantage of the infrastructure with the Biden administration. That's going to be an excellent goal to add to all the other services that you're now doing. And glad to hear about your expansion in the Shreveport, Louisiana area. For those who are listening, they're going to receive a lot of value in terms of how far and the stretch and growing and building your business and so many things you're looking to grow to do in the future, and how others will be blessed because at some point you will probably have to expand the workforce, and that's going to be a contribution in this wherever city, statewide, Louisiana, or here locally in New Orleans. So thank you for sharing that. And I have a feeling many will be blessed by this interview today. So Tina, before I ask you the final question, before we come to the close here today, tell us one more time how to connect with Balthazar Electriks. Can you share that contact information in case others, in addition to my website, the YouTube, and all of my social media channels and other platforms, if they wanted to connect with you through a telephone number or an email or your website, would you please repeat that again for us at this time?
Sure. Our website is www.balthazarinc.com. That is spelled B as in boy, A-L, T as in Tom, H-A, Z as in zebra, A-R-I-N-C.com. Our telephone number here in New Orleans is 504-891-5504. And if you want to take a break and come to Cane River and join us at the Riverbend Bed and Breakfast, that is www.riverbendbedandbreakfast.com. That's RIVERBED and breakfast, BREAKFAST.com. And we're on Facebook as well as that's our website.
Thank you for that share. And every once in a while, we can use a little weekend excursion, get out of the city and drive up on I-49 or whatever direction you're coming to check out Cane River's Bed and Breakfast. So one final question before you leave me today, Tina. This is a fun one. Your biggest role model?
Well, you know, it was my sister. And my sister was fun. She was smart. And she was the best mentor anybody could have. And she did that not only for me, but she did it for a lot of other people.
Yes.
I look at the team that she formed here at Balthazar Electriks, and everyone was somebody who either deserved a second chance, who deserved a first chance, and everybody who she touched in some way or another, she changed their lives. And I think that's what we should be. We should be role models for others. And that's what she was for me and was for a whole lot of people. And there are people like you and others that I've met here in New Orleans who are also wonderful role models. So I
Thank you
appreciate
for
that
that
very much.
acknowledgement and just the way I can see the expression, the love as I look at your facial expression.
Yeah.
And I do remember Carol like that. She was truly an app for business, small business advocacy. To me, she was a positive, influential woman in my network and someone that I really admired. And the way you just shared that information about Carol B, that's the way we all want to remember her. So we're going to close out at this time. And to my Hustle Skirt podcast listeners, the objective is to empower you to speak power, embrace change, just the way you just heard Tina express the company goals, the direction she's going to take Balthazar Electric to a whole nother level. We want you to embrace change and look over your own vision and your mission and purpose of why you get up every Monday morning and do what you do, whether it's construction service, professional service, other goods and services. Show up, get fired up with passion about what you believe in. Don't wait for others to deposit and convince you. You got what it takes right now. But I want you to do one more thing for me. Make sure to visit our website at www.persistentlane.com, where you can subscribe to the Hustle Skirt podcast, and you'll have a chance to see this interview again. 9 different platforms from iTunes, iHeartRadio, just to name a few. So please visit persistentlane.com to find out more about this interview and all other guests that's been a blessing to the host, Debra Gould. And while you at it, if you found this particular podcast with Tina B today, we will appreciate a rating on iTunes. Or if you will just tell a friend, someone in your network, that you watched this particular show today. You're listening to the Hustle Skirt podcast, the show that brings you economic equity for everyone, every day. And that was my good intention when I selected someone like Tina B, the owner of Balthazar Electric. It's all about economic equity. She gave us all the opportunity to learn about the bed and breakfast. I want y'all to go to that website because it's all about equity. She told you about the 29 years of business and the vision that her sister Carol had and how she's continued it. She's subcontracting with a lot of other folks, but still, for anyone visiting, please check out the company website and connect with her. It's all about economic equity. And this was a platform to let everyone know more about Balthazar Electric. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you, Debra. Appreciate it.
Take care until we meet again. Have a
Thank
super
you.
fantastic day.
Thank you. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone.